السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. اليوم إن شاء الله آه، سأعلمكم القواعد العربية، ونبدأ من الدرس الثاني. الدرس الثاني يقع في الصفحة 29، فلهذا افتحوا إلى الصفحة 29 وسنبدأ إن شاء الله. So we are going to learn a bit of Arabic grammar today. You should open to page 29 of this particular book, where we have the lesson 2, page 29 or 28. So that's where the lesson to be discussed is found, and the lesson to be discussed is Adatu Ta'rif. As the title suggests, it means the article, and inshallah I'm also going to take you through al-jinsu, which means the gender. This is to teach you how to use articles in Arabic and how it is being used. Then secondly, to teach you how gender plays a role in Arabic language, how different gender plays different roles in your spoken, listening and writing of Arabic. So these are the goals and objectives of this lesson. Then the lesson starts by saying Adatu Ta'rif. The definite article D is al in Arabic. When you want to make okay, let me a bit shed a light on what has not been mentioned. How many classes of words do we have in Arabic? Kam aqsamil kalimat fil Arabiyya. What are the types of words or classes of words in Arabic? There are 3 types of words in Arabic. The first is ismun, which stands for anything you can give a name to, including nouns, pronouns, adjectives, and adverbs. Then the second category is called fi'lun. Fi'lun is a perfect equivalent of the verb, and that's all for it when compared to English. And the last one is harf. Harf is like conjunction, preposition, and yes, it's like the English conjunction and preposition that is used to join words together, and that, yes, it's mainly used for joining words together. And in Arabic, it's said to be a word that cannot stand by itself or cannot give a meaning by itself. While fi'lun in Arabic is defined as a word that indicates an action done at a particular time, either the time of the past or the present or the future time. So we have, in a nutshell, there are 3 different types of kalimat in Arabic: ismun, fi'lun, harfun. This is very basic in your understanding of Arabic, especially the Arabic grammar. So after you understand this, you should know that this topic is actually talking about ismun. It's talking about ismun in the sense that the Adatu Tarif, the article being talked about on this page, has nothing to do with fa'il and has nothing to do with harf. It's mainly on ismun. So, and also, whenever you see a word that starts with alif and lam, it's an indication of the fact that the word is ism. It's an indication of the fact that the word is ism, and it also indicate that that ism is a definite article. To refresh your memory, in English, articles can be definite and indefinite. So the definite article is the one that indicates that an object is known. Indefinite is an object that is not known, general, and just like that. Like you have the house, which signifies a known house. A house, any house. Houses could be many houses. So in Arabic, in a nutshell, al indicates definite article. And on the flip side, when a word ends with tanween, fatatan, domatani, kesrotan, it indicates that that particular word is an indefinite word. We are going to see numerous examples in this book, but you need to get the foundation right. Al signifies the definite article of the Arabic word. Tenwin signifies that ismun or a particular word is not what? Is not definite, is indefinite. So the definite part of Arabic word is called ma'rifa. The indefinite part of it is called nakra. So we have the definite part called ma'rifa, the indefinite part called nakra. So you have these boxes or the column by the right hand side of the screen is showing the column that contains words that are nakra, asma, ismun, or words that are nakra, and then the left hand side contains words that are ma'rifa. So you have baytun. Baytun should have been translated as a house. So kurasa, a notebook, and this could be any notebook. Then on the flip side, on the left side of the column, you have al-baytu, which means the house. On the other side, you have al-kurasa, which also means the notebook. So another example, or another thing, a noun which is preceded by the article al is called a definite noun. Ma'rifa, yes, that's what is called in Arabic. Although the proper names are definite as such and therefore do not need definite articles, many Arab names contain the article. So, like what this part is saying is some names, proper names, are also ma'rifa, and they do not need to carry the alif and lam to indicate their definiteness or their ma'rifa. So example includes Lubnan, Muhammad, Dimashq, Abdullah, Urdun, Al-Qahira. So Urdun is Jordan, Al-Qahira is Cairo. So other possibility of defining a noun will be taught later. So if the noun preceded by the article begins with one of the following consonants, the al of the article is assimilated and therefore not pronounced, and the respective above mentioned consonant is doubled, it takes the shadda. So what this is indicating, this next part of the this part of the book is trying to tell you how to pronounce the definite article. There are two ways. There are the one you pronounce as if you are pronouncing al-qamar, as if you are saying the moon, and there is the one you are to pronounce as if you are saying ash-shams, the sun. Ash-shams means the sun. So if you look at the way the ash-shams is called, it's different from the way al-qamar is called, because the two of them start with alif and lam. The lam of al-qamar is pronounced and is clear, while the lam of ash-shams is not pronounced and is not shown, except that the letter after the lam is what is doubled. So any letter that follows, letters that follows the shams are the ones that are written in article 1.2 of this particular page. So you have the like of as-siddiq, al-rajul, ash-shams, and the rest. So those that fall, and according to his translation or the translation of the authors, they are called assimilated in English. But in Arabic, I'm telling you, even though he's not writing it, it's called ash-shamsiyya, hurufu ash-shamsiyya, letters that follows the ash-shams pronunciation. Then the non-assimilated are called huruf al-qamariyya, letters that follows the qamar way of pronunciation. You have al-bayt, al-ghurfa, al-qamar, and the rest. So the letters, the lam of the article is assimilated, so are called huruf al-shamsiyya. Yes, now it is mentioned. And the others are called hurufun qamariyya, moon letters. So the hamza of the article a is only pronounced as a global stop when the respective word preceded by the article introduces a sentence or an independent part of a sentence. Otherwise, hamza is replaced by waslu, which denotes that the a is no longer pronounced as glottal stop. So this one is talking about hamzatul qat'i wa hamzatul wasli. Hamzatul Qat'i is when Hamza or Alif starts a word or starts a recitation. The Alif there is going to be called. But when the Alif exists in the middle of your pronunciation, your recitation, your speech, then it's not going to be what is not going to be pronounced. Hopefully, we are going to see. Oh yes, there are example of this as we go along. So he said the one that is Hamzatul Qat'i, yes, is the one you have on the right column, like Al-Muallim, As-Siddiq, Ash-Shams, because the there starts a word and probably a sentence, they are pronounced. Unlike if you have Huwa Al-Muallim, so the Hamza there is written and is not shown. Ma'a Siddiq, Aina Shams, so this is Hamzatu Al-Qat'i for you, and Hamzatu al-Wasl. All final vowels followed by the article al of the next words are pronounced as short vowels in order to allow smooth linkage between the words. So you have fil bait. All final vowels following by the article al of the words yes. So you have fil bait ala tawila. So instead of you say fi al bait, you say fil bait. You have to truncate the fi. You have to truncate the fi. Instead of you say ala tawila. No, you are going to truncate the mad and you are going to stress the ta. Ala tawila on the table. So the next article 1.32 says, if a word ends with sukun, which is followed by the al of the next word, the final sukun usually turns to kesra, which fulfills the function of an auxiliary. If a word with sukun, which is followed by the alif of the next word, the final sukun usually turns to kesra, which fulfills the function of an auxiliary verb. So, like you have khuz al-kitab. Khuz al-kitab means take the book. Khuz al-kitab should have been pronounced like that, but you have to turn the khuz al-kitab consists of two words. The first word is khuz, the other word is al-kitab. So instead of you pronouncing it like that, you are going to change it to kesra. The first one, the last letter of the first word is going to be changed to kesra. So therefore you have khuzil kitab, which means take the book. Khuzil kitab means change the book. So the preposition min, however, takes fatha as an auxiliary vowel. So if it is min, then it's going to be fatha instead of kesra. So you have min al bayt, from or out of the house, which means from or out of the house. Some pronouns and verbal suffixes which contain the vowel u take dhamma as the auxiliary vowel. So what is not printed in the following Arabic text of the book, instead alif without was takes its place. Okay, so we understand this fact. I wouldn't want this lesson to be so long, and the time is quite spent. So I will stop this particular video here. So if it is not well understood, I would shoot another video that we will not have to do with the textbook. Rather, we would use a kind of board or book to discuss these points that are mentioned in this part of the book, and so therefore that will give me a very much room to write and show you some points that I just mentioned orally. But nevertheless, I think even with this oral explanation, you would have find enough benefit. So the assignment or things I want you to take a look at today is the use of al and the use of marifa and nakra. So by this lesson, I assume you should be able to formulate nakra from nouns, from asma that you know in Arabic. So I will want you, either by writing in your notebook, write on the left column the 5 marifa for me, on uh, the other column you should write the nakra, so 5 5, and then give the auxiliary sound, the harakat, to show that this is what they contain. So that's the lesson I want you to, that's the assignment I want you to answer for me, to actually test your knowledge and understanding of this particular topic. والسلام مع السلام. سنلتقي في درس المقبل إن شاء الله. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله.